Hello, I am Timothy Lam from Red Hat Hong Kong and working as Strategy Business Development Director. Today, I am going to tell you about open source importance and significance. So let's start. Number 1, why is open source the important key factor in the driving growth of enterprise? During the pandemic, when everything got shut down, digital engagement and open source helped to overcome the fear of the crisis and revived the world economy. And develop ways of delivering services or products and engaging online, taking payments online, and making sure you maintain your customers digitally. That accelerated the adoption of technology that will support online transformation, digital engagement, and open source is the main key factor of that. It helps to power companies that are delivering software as a service. Big data, all of those technologies used to improve that. Number 2, how is enterprise open source support innovations for AI, IoT, 5G, and machine learning? Open source is being used and also the impact across those particular technologies. Firstly, the Internet of Things is going to create huge amounts of data from high technology objects in daily use. Open source is also used in telecommunication networks to provide the backbones and the technology to support very huge data rates across technology networks. AI and robotics are now becoming available to people to use from innovative open source developers. So these technologies are now coming out as they become more enterprise class. Companies like Red Hat will develop support mechanisms and the capability to deliver enterprise class support for these technologies. No 3. What is important for it and business leaders to help them successfully embrace enterprise open source? Get to know more about and partner with your vendor, because if your vendor knows open source very well, they know the communities, they know the use cases, and they work with customers at the leading edge of digital transformation. And if you have the right mentality of collaboration and partnership with the vendor, there's so much that can be done together. So, for instance, the majority of the customers work with are heavily involved in a journey called digital transformation. When you come up with a new product or new service, you look for new partnerships in the market, and the ability to create and develop new engagements, new products, and new technologies becomes part of the customer's DNA in building their newly digital businesses. Working with companies like Red Hat, who go through this with many different companies in many different industries, can bring a lot of insight to that journey. So have the executive relationship, have the technical relationships, and make sure you partner for the journey. Also, there are many more good reasons to become a part of a successful enterprise by using open source. Open source communities are very good at what they do. But businesses have some needs that communities do not and should not have to address. This is where Red Hat steps in. We help organizations interact with the open source technologies they need, getting changes and requests upstream. We refine community software by performing QA and integration tasks and standardizing user interfaces. The community trusts us. Our customers trust us. This is our business model.